So my dear friends, at the time of creation of VM, I will just show you one thing. At the time of creation of VM, when I go to the virtual machine and when I click on virtual machine, Azure virtual machine, here what happens? When I select here Windows virtual machine, Windows operating system, here in the firewall, the RDP rule is automatically open for me. Azure says we are going to open the RDP rule for you. Now that's what we are going to see now, because of which I am able to RDP. So everyone is able to RDP the VM. I hope everyone has started the VM, correct? And you are able to RDP your VM. That's great. Now close the RDP, my dear friend. Close the RDP. Have you closed the RDP? Close the RDP. Now we have to see something. Now once you have closed the RDP, then you have to click on virtual machine. Have you clicked on virtual machine? Okay, that's great. Now once you have clicked on virtual machine, then you have to click on this server. Are you on this page, on the page of virtual machine? Now there are three ways to go to the NSG. If I want to go to the NSG of my VM, then there are three ways, and the same three ways which we have seen in the previous session. One way is you can go to the VM and networking. The next way is you can go to all services. You can go to all services and you can type NSG, or you can go to resource group and you can check out your NSG. So there are three ways to go to the NSG of your VM. Let's go ahead and let's see them. Okay, so the simple way is come to virtual machine and come to networking. Are you on this page, my dear friends? Are you on this page? Do you see NSG? This is the simplest way. Now this NSG, you can see it is attached to the NIC of the VM. Do you see this? It is attached to the NIC of the VM, and that's what we have seen, that the NSG is attached to the NIC of the VM. So that's what we can clearly see it. It is attached to the NIC of the VM. Now, my dear friend, please go ahead and click on the NSG. Have you clicked on the NSG? Are you on this page, on the page of network security group? That's great. Now, once you are on this page, my dear friends, what you have to do is you have to come on this page and click on inbound security rule. Have you clicked on inbound security rule? Okay, now once you have clicked on the inbound security rule, what you have to do is, do you see the RDP rule? Now this is the same rule which is created by default. When you create the VM, this rule is created, and because of this rule, you are able to RDP. But today we will delete this rule. So please click on this rule. I hope everyone is on this page. You have to come to virtual machine networking NSG and you will see the inbound rules. And once you come on this page, click on the rule. And when you click on the rule on the right hand side, do you see the delete button? There is a delete button on the extreme right hand side. Do you see this? Please click on that. And do you want to delete the security rule RDP? It will ask you, do you want to delete the security rule RDP? Say yes and go ahead. Okay, so unable to find the NSG. Okay, I will repeat this. Come to the virtual machine, click on networking, click on NSG, click on inbound security rule, and then you will come on this page. Now select your rule or click on your rule and click on delete. Now these are default rules, they cannot be deleted, which we will understand. But is the RDP rule deleted, my dear friend? Do you see the RDP rule is deleted? Correct? Okay, that's good. Now what we have to do is we have to go ahead and we will try to take the RDP. So do MSTSC and try to take the RDP of your VM. I'm not able to RDP, and I can cross check the public IP address of my VM. I can just copy the public IP and I can paste it here. Okay, actually the public IP is same, but still once again just to show you that we are not able to RDP, correct? Is there anyone who has not done this? Remember, you have to report right away so that I can make you the presenter and I can check the issue. So the RDP is not happening, correct, my dear friends? Okay, now anyone wants to take the remote, meaning you have not deleted the rule. Let's make Balasaheb Bhai as the presenter. Okay, now you are in sync and you will not be able to RDP. Fail to delete. Okay, that's fine. Might be we have clicked 2 times. So your rule is deleted and now you everyone is not able to RDP, my dear friend. That's good. Now what we have to do is we have to go here and let's see, we will create the rule again. Okay, now my dear friend, we have to understand here an important concept. Let's see. So what happens, I'm here and from my system when I do MSTSC and when I put the public IP address of my VM, that is 20.235.68.238, when I put this, what happens in the backend? So that's what we are going to understand now. In the backend, what happens, your PC creates a packet. So little bit of networking, not big one, little bit of networking we will see because it is required for this lecture. Your PC creates a packet in the word of networking and it has data, and then there is source IP and destination IP, and there is, my dear friend, source port and destination port. So these are headers. Now these are headers. Now headers meaning the way in real life you send a letter to your friend and the letter will be there. Whatever you want to put, you will put in the letter and you will put the letter in the envelope, and then you will have the from and then you will have the to. They are known as headers. This is your data. The same thing is here. So in this case, when you do the MSTSC, whatever MSTSC data will be there, that will be there, and your PC creates a packet like this. And source IP address, what is the source IP? Source IP is my laptop IP. So my laptop IP address is, my dear friend, if I just go here on my laptop and if I type ncpa.cpl, if I double click here and if I click on detail, this is my laptop IP 192.168.0.180. okay, so the my lap in this packet, my laptop IP will be there 0.180. Now what will be the destination IP? When you do MSTSC, this is the destination IP. The destination IP address is taken, you have given it. So that is 20.235, in my case 68.238. Now source port is any random port number. Source port is any random port number my PC will take. And destination port depends upon the application where I am going. I want to take RDP of my server. That means I want to take the remote of my server. And MSTSC meaning port number 3389. It means port number 3389. So MSTSC meaning remote, meaning RDP service. So RDP port number is 3389. Now these are fixed, these are international standards. RDP port number is 3389. Now my dear friend, this packet is created by my PC. Okay, let's see it. I will show you this live. I have a beautiful tool that is known as Wireshark. Now Wireshark, the Wireshark fin, if I click on this and if I go to the Ethernet, because right now I'm connected via laptop, so I can see here something is happening. So I will click on that. And with the help of Wireshark, I can capture all the packets which are going out and coming in on my laptop's LAN card. And my dear friend, if I want to filter here with this IP address, or if I just want to see here, can I filter it with IP dot address? And I want to search for this address. Right now there is no packet here. Nothing is there. When I do something, I can see here something. Let's see. So right now I have opened up the remote desktop connection. I have filter here. And now when I click on connect, my PC has created the packet in the backend. See here. My PC has created this packet in the backend. And this packet is going out from my PC. My PC tried retransmitting the same packet 3 times again. It says no. Then finally it surrendered. It says no, I am not able to connect. So the packet is been created from my PC, and this packet, if I capture this packet, the first packet, the source IP address is 192.168.0.180. The destination IP address is 20.235.68.238. Source port is any random port number. If you see this, the same thing we have noted it down, my dear friend. The same thing is here. This is the source port, this is the destination port, and this is the source IP address. This is the destination IP address. So this is source, this port, destination port, source IP, destination IP. The same thing we have noted down here. And my dear friends, the same packet is created. So the packet is created in the same way. But the packet is going out from my laptop. It is going out. It is going out. It says that I'm sending the packet, but there is no response coming. So what is happening? Let's see. So when you do this, the packet is created from your laptop, from your desktop, and it is going out to your router. And my dear friends, it is going to the world of internet. And on the world of internet, there it is going to the Azure data center. And on the Azure data center, imagine this is the Azure data center and this is your VM. And here, before coming to the VM, there is a firewall. There is a firewall here. The packet was reaching the VM, but there is a firewall here, NSG here. The firewall says, I am protecting this VM. I am the security guard of this VM. I am protecting this VM. And my packet, it is going to the firewall. The firewall is like a shield. It is protecting the VM. And now it is coming in. The packet is coming to the in of the firewall. So that is known as inbound. So we have to troubleshoot the inbound part, inbound rules. We will understand the outbound also. Outbound meaning traffic going out from the VM will be considered as outbound. As of now, this is inbound. So the traffic is coming to the VM. So in the inbound, the firewall says, I have rules. I will allow you packet only if you match the rule. If you do not, if I do not have a rule for you to allow, I will not allow you. So what is happening? There is no rule to allow RDP. There is no rule to allow RDP in the inbound, and because of this, the packet which I sent is getting dropped. The next retransmitted packet is also getting dropped. Getting the point, my dear friends? That's why my PC says that I'm sending the packet, I'm doing my job, but what is happening? I don't know. I'm not getting the reply. So what we have to do is we have to go to the firewall and we have to create an inbound rule for RDP. And let's go ahead and let's do this. So my dear friend, are you on virtual machine and then you have to come to networking and come to NSG. If you are already on NSG, that's fine. Come to the inbound rules. And now we are going to create the same rule again for RDP. Are you on this page, my dear friends? Are you on this page? Okay, that's great. Now, once you come on this page, what you have to do is you have to click on the add button. So please click on the add button. Now we are going to create an inbound rule for RDP. So click on the add button. Now, when you click on the add button, it is asking you four things: source, source IPs, where is the source port, destination, and destination port. So these four things are very important for the firewall. Whenever the packet comes to the firewall checks all these four things: source IP, destination IP, source port, and destination port. If you have allowed the rule for all these things, then it will allow the packet, otherwise it will drop the packet. Okay, so I will repeat this. You have to come here again, come here on the inbound security rule and click on the add button. My dear friends, click on the add button. Are you on this page on the add? This is source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. You can consider like this four field which you have seen here. It is map here. Now, not getting inbound rule. Okay, so please approve the request. You have to click on NSG and then inbound, and then you will come on this page and then add. Now, my dear friends, once you come on this page, you have to give source. As of now, give any source port. As of now, give star. We will understand destination any. For which service we want. First, we will create a rule for a specific service. I want to allow a service. Now, which service you want to allow, my dear friend? Which service you want to allow? This, there is a service of 3389 running on the server, the RDP service. That's why when you do MSTSC, you are connecting to the RDP service of the server. On the server, the service is running. So, my dear friends, here coming here on this page, in custom drop down, do you see RDP? Do you see RDP? I think it should be at the top. RDP. Do you see RDP? STDP, STDPS, SSH, RDP. Do you see this? So, my dear friends, please go ahead and click on RDP. Click on RDP and say add. Have you done this? Just create a rule where you just have to change the RDP, meaning just from custom to RDP. That's it. Allow any RDP inbound. Even they have given you a name also. And what is priority? We will understand all these things step by step. Now, as of now, the rule is created, and the rule is created allowed only for RDP service. You can connect only to the RDP service. That means you can take remote. In terms of Windows, you can take remote of your server. Now, give some time. You have to give a minute or so that the rule comes into effect, and not try to take the RDP. That's great. Now I'm able to RDP. See here. Now, when I just click here, the packet went and I got the reply also from the server. Before that, it was getting blocked. In the initial top 5 packet, you see it was getting blocked. Now, when I create the rule, the firewall has allowed the packet went to the server and I got a reply from the server also. That's great. Now, my dear friend, what I have to do is I have to put the password. And now I am able to RDP. Getting the point? So now I am able to RDP. That's great. Now let's go ahead. Just go ahead, take the RDP and update in the chat box that you are able to RDP. Okay, that's good, my dear friends. Now, once you have done this, once you have taken the RDP, after taking the RDP, what we are going to say is, if I put my public IP to you, okay, if I put my public IP to you, this is my public IP. Are you able to see the username and password prompt? If you know the username and password, you can take my remote. Why is this red icon there? We will understand. That is a message that shows that it is danger, and we are going to solve this right now, Shamik bhai. Now done, my dear friends. Are you able to RDP? Meaning, do you see the username and password prompt? Why you are able to see the username and password prompt? There is a reason. Why? Let's go here. Someone guess my password. And I knew it. Okay, someone has not guessed my password. Okay, I thought that someone will guess my password. So do not, if you guess, do not take our remote. Okay, I need the VM. No, coming here. It is come here. Are you on this page? Are you on inbound? I felt that someone has taken my remote, VM's remote, but no, it was not the case. Okay, still have my remote. No. So in this case, do you see this? Come on this rule, my dear friend, and click on all. Click on this. Click on this rule. Click on this rule. Click on this rule. Have you click on this rule? You are right. You are right, Akram bhai, because the source is any. That means you are allowing RDP from everywhere. You are not defining from where I can take the RDP from everyone. That's why you also see the username and password prompt. That means when you are from your PC, the packet is going, the firewall is passing all the packets to the server. It says, okay, source is any. That's fine. You are RDP now. That's it. It just check your destination port. The packet comes, the firewall is just checking, okay, destination port 3389. Okay, because only RDP we have allowed, so it will allow all the packets which are related to RDP. Someone is doing MSTC from any part of the world right now of my server, the firewall will pass it. You will see the username and password prompt. Now if I want to allow the RDP from a specific source, then what I need to do is come here on this page, my dear friend, and select IP address. Do you see IP and do you see my IP? Do you see IP address? Do you see IP? IP address meaning if you want to put any IP like this, any IP you have, you're working for a client, you want to allow them, you can allow the range, or you can allow specific IP address also. Okay, you can allow specific IP address also like this, or you can allow a specific range also like this. So I have allowed a range of this one. First is a range, next is an IP. Okay, here what has happened? Comma comma two time. Okay, first is an IP, next is a range, and third is a range. So I can allow the range, I can allow the IP address. Getting the point? But at this point, there is one more option that is known as my IP address. Meaning you can say that my server can be taken RDP only from this particular IP address or from this range. There is a range of IP address also, /24 meaning 0 to 255. You can take the IP from 555.0 to 555.255. All these IP address can take the remote. 777.0 to 777.255. All these IP address can take the remote of your server. If I put it like this, getting the point? This is just a dummy IP address I have put, just to give an understanding that you can say that I can take the remote of my server from this IP address or from this range of IP. /24 for both. Now subnetting, do not go into that, Abdul Rahman bhai. Subnetting, what is /24 /23? My request is please watch the YouTube video which I have given. You will get a very good understanding about subnetting. Okay, now as of now you can allow a single IP or you can allow a range. Okay, for example, you're working for a customer, the customer says that, or the client says that my IP is 6.6.6. I want allow this IP address in the firewall. That will be your job. Being a Azure administrator, this will be your responsibility. Getting the point? Some new request come to you and you have existing servers, you have to allow the IP address like this. Okay, then only that person will be able to take the remote of the servers. Now come here, and as of now we have to give our IP address. For that, just click on my IP address. Correct, that was an example. The 555.666 was just an example of whatever IP address in production you have. You can put it like this. You can put single IP, or you can put subnet of IP, network of IP, chunk of IP, we can say bunch of IP with /24/23, whatever is there, your company will give you. Now my dear friends, do you see my IP address? We can add multiple IP address source. Now comma, we can do this, and we can give multiple IP address source. Anything we can give. Now my dear friends, do you see my IP address? My IP address. Now limit I have not tested, my dear friend. Limits in Azure are very big, meaning it's like when we are reaching the limit, then we have to talk with help and support. I do the same thing. So if I have any issue, I just talk with the help and support. So if you are reaching the limit, for example, in production, you have to quickly raise a request and talk with the support team. Now, have you click on my IP address? Now it is taking your public IP address. Okay, it is taking your public IP address. So the value must not be empty. Which value? The value must not be empty. This is a new option. Actually, this option was not there before. Okay, so as of now, this option is having something. The value must not be empty. So it is talking about which value. I need to check that. So as of now, I can give I can specify the IP address here. Just give the IP address here. Select IP address. And have you selected the IP address? Just select IP address. Actually, it is automatically taking your IP address. It is very smart. Otherwise, you have to go to Google and type like this: what is my IP? What is my IP? Because when you are going on internet, your IP address changes. Now this is a concept of networking known as private IP and public IP, and it is automatically changing. My public IP is 103.175.67.61.17. This IP address, when I select my IP, it is automatically detecting. So as of now, I will select IP, and here I have to give /32. What you have to give? /32. Then only the error will go, meaning single IP specified like this. So my dear friends, see here carefully. Do you see, have you put your public IP? If you want, you can Google it out. What is my public IP address? You will see your public IP and you can paste it. Not getting an error, that's fine. I was getting an error, so I thought I have to put /32, meaning specifying individual IP. So directly I can put an IP, or I can put /32. That is one and the same. I think there might be some space. Let's see the error. Why the error came? The error is not coming now. That's fine. So you can put the IP address directly, or you can put /32. That is one and the same, meaning you can specify two ways to specify single IP address. Done, my dear friends. Have you done this? Automatically it has taken. That's great. Automatically it has detected the IP address, your IP address. Okay, now that's good. Now what I need to do is I need to click on save. Please click on save. Have you click on save? Now my dear friends, once you click on save, now refresh, do you see that the message goes away? Because now the firewall says that you have implemented security. Now your RDP is not allowed from anywhere. It is allowed only from this particular IP address. And my dear friends, now let's go ahead and let's take the remote. Okay, if I close this and if I take the remote once again, I am able to take the remote. That's great. What is source port? Source port we have to ignore, because whenever a packet is created, your PC, source meaning your PC adds some dummy port number which always changes. So my dear friend, are you able to take the remote? And are you able to take my system's remote? Correct. So the answer is no, you are not able to take my system's remote. In your case, you have selected my IP. Okay, perfect. That's good. You should be able to take the remote. Now, my dear friend, I deny the RDP access from sysdm. Now, if you're doing anything in the operating system level from the operating system, you do something, Saurabhai, from the operating system, Azure Firewall will not know that. So that is operating at operating system. You have allowed or denied something, or you disable the RDP service of your operating system. So that is the operating system level. So at operating system, you have to keep things ready. If even though, for example, someone has disabled the RDP service and in the firewall the RDP is allowed, still it will not work, because at the operating system level the RDP service is disabled. The firewall says I'm allowing the packet, the server is not responding. What I can do? If tomorrow I will try to access this machine, I will not be able to, because my public IP will change. If your public IP is changing, if your home network public IP is changing dynamically, so you will not be able to RDP. Then you have to go and troubleshoot. Come here on this page and change the public IP. Now, my dear friend, let's go ahead and let's see the next thing. The next thing which you will see is, my dear friend, as of now what we have done, we have locked this source, and now you will not be able to see the username and password prompt, right? For my public IP address, you will not be able to see the username and password prompt. Now, Pankaj bhai, your query will be answered in today's session only. Slowly, we will come to that point. Okay, correct. So you are right, Darshan bhai. Sorry, in my case, I will be able to RDP the VM using my public IP address only. Now, the next thing is, let's go ahead and let's do a ping. Okay, so just go and do a ping and the public IP address, ping and your VM's public IP address. So my dear friend, just go to your VM and copy the public IP address of your VM. You can come to the virtual machine and copy the public IP address of your VM and try to do a continuous ping. So are you able to ping it? Now, why is it 100? There is a reason for that, and we will see the concept of priority and rule number, which is important. Okay, so my dear friends, are you able to are you able to ping? So the answer is no, you're not able to ping. So why you're not able to ping? Because if I go here and if I search for ICMP filter, I can see that my PC is sending the ICMP echo packet. In terms of ping, it is ICMP echo packet. So my PC is sending the ICMP echo packet to the server, but there is no reply coming. You know why? And at this moment, you know why. Correct, you are right, because there is no rule for ICMP. You have just allowed RDP. So what we have to do is, we have to go to the firewall and we said we have allowed RDP. Now I want to allow ICMP also. I want to allow ping also. Then it will work. Okay, so let's go. So the packet is going, the firewall is dropping. Drop, 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 drop. No response. I will not allow you to go to the server. Drop, drop, drop. All our echo packets are getting dropped. Now, how to automate the process? I mean, how to access the VM without changing the IP address? Then you have to buy static IP, fixed IP. You have to talk with your internet service provider and you have to tell them that I need a fixed IP. In Attari class, we have taken a fixed IP. So they give us the fixed IP. When we talk with them, they will give us the fixed IP. Then our public IP address will never change. It will be fixed. Now, my dear friend, coming here, come on the portal, come to networking and click on NSG. And come on inbound rule. Are you on this page? Are you on the page of allow inbound rules? Now, my dear friend, what we have to do here is we have to create a rule. So click on add button, click on the add button, click on the add button, click on the add button. Have you clicked on the add button? That's great. Now I can say the source is my IP. Okay, or I can say my IP address. It will automatically take my IP. That's fine. It is not giving any error now. That's good. I can just say here IP and I can put my IP, or I can put my IP address. I can select. Now in this case, what you have to do is, have you selected the source as your IP? Now, once you have done this, what you have to do is source port will always be star. Source port, you will never put anything. Source port will always be star. Now we are creating an ICMP echo. This rule we are creating for ICMP, for ping. Ping is known as ICMP in the word of networking. So what you have to do is, you have to simply click on ICMP. Have you clicked on ICMP? Simply you have to click on ICMP. That's it. No changes here. Not in source port will be star, destination port will be star in case of ICMP. Okay. So have you clicked on ICMP, my dear friends? Just select source as my IP address. That means you want to allow ping only from your IP. And simply select ICMP. Automatically it will do the job. And action is allowed. Are you on this page? Have you done this? Harsh Bhai has put something. Harish Bhai has put something. So we will take, when we have time, we will take the remote. Now source IP address is public IP, and you have to click on ICMP, click on action allow, and priority is a number. Can I give any number? If I give 0, will it take? It says no. The priority should be a number between 100 to 4096. Now what is the importance of priority? We will understand. Here we will understand in this example the importance of priority also. As of now, give 1000. Or anything which you want you can give, but as of now give 1000 because there is a concept which is going to come. So have you given 1000? Have you given 1000? Now your name is allow my IP address custom any inbound. That's fine. Okay, name can be changed but not after creation of the rule. Okay, so as of now I can give any name like allow RDP or allow ICMP, or I can say allow ping. In simple words I will say allow ping, and space is not allowed. So there is an allergy to Azure with space. So hyphen is the best friend. Now done, my dear friends. Now what you have to do is click on the add button and cross check your rule and my rule should be same. Allow ping, and ping has no port number, so there is no concept of port numbers in ping. It's not a service, it's a testing tool. And protocol is ICMP, and from this source I'm allowing the ICMP, meaning the ping. So done, my dear friends. Do you see the same thing? Just cross check. Your rule and my rule is same, right? Any ICMP, public IP, any, is it same? Okay, that's great. Now is the ping happening? What is it? Let's do the ping once again. Let's do the ping once again. Now is the ping happening? What is happening at your side, my dear friend? So is the ping happening? Now Mohammad Nasir Bhai says repeat. Nasir Bhai, I will repeat this. So what you have to do is you have to click on the add button. First of all, you have to come to the firewall inbound rules. Click on the add button. See here carefully, my dear friend. If you have not done, please see carefully. Click on the in network security group, click on inbound rule, click on the add button, select the source as my IP. From your IP, select the source as my IP. See carefully, select ICMP, give the priority as 1000 and say add. Give the name whatever you want. Name is optional in our case right now. Click on add. Once the rule is created, it is not allowing me to create this rule with the same priority again. It is giving an error. That's fine. Now if you are not able to ping, then Your ping packet, my dear friend, your ping packet is going to the server. It is going, the firewall is passing. Now when you are doing the ping from here, the ICMP packets are passing by the firewall. But there is an operating system firewall also. The operating system firewall, the Windows firewall is not allowing the ping. Getting the point, my dear friend? Our NSG is passing. NSG says my hands are up, I am passing the ping packet. Your Windows firewall is not passing that. So what we have to do is come on your Windows VM. Are you on Windows VM? Are you on Windows VM? Okay, that's great. Now my dear friend, once you come on this page, type here firewall.cpl. On the search bar, type here firewall.cpl, firewall.cpl, firewall.cpl. Have you open up, my dear friend, firewall.cpl? Now there are two ways. One is you can turn off the firewall completely by clicking on turn off the Windows firewall, turn off, turn off. Okay. If you feel that I should not turn off the Windows firewall, then there is other way. Click on advanced setting. Do you see advanced setting here? Do you see advanced setting? My dear friends, do you see advanced setting there? Click on that. Do you see inbound rules? Firewall is also there. I can completely disable Windows firewall, or I can click on inbound rules, and here I have to search ICMP or ping. What is it if I remember? Where are you, my dear friend? Of here, file and printer sharing. Do you see file and printer sharing? Do you see this, my dear friend? File and printer sharing. This is Windows firewall. By default it is disabled. Right click and say enable. Right click and say enable. Have you enabled it? Do you see the green icon? I will repeat this. Do you see the green icon? Now is the ping happening? Perfect. The ping is happening. I will repeat this. Okay. First is you have to go to your VM, and my dear friend, in the search bar you have to type firewall.cpl. Then you have to click on advanced setting, then you have to click on inbound rules. Then you have to search here file and printer sharing, and right click and say enable. The green icon will come. Now this firewall, Windows firewall, is allowing your echo packet. Now the ping, you can see it is working. Getting the point, my dear friends? Can you ping my server? Can you ping my server? Let's see. Can you ping my server? Source is my public IP. Can you ping my server? Perfect. It will not work. You are right, my dear friend. It is not happening because I have not allowed it from everywhere. No. So when you are sending the ping packet, my firewall is alert. No, drop, 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 because the source is allowed only from my IP address. Getting the point? So all these things which we are learning here step by step. If issue arises, you have to troubleshoot like this only. Okay, Sayyed bhai, you say that my IP is not pingable. It's still not working. Now I need to make you the presenter, and whenever I make anyone as the presenter, my dear friends, please give me the control. Where are you? Where is your NSG? Okay, just leave the mouse. Just leave the mouse. Leave the mouse, my dear friend. any and from your laptop you have to ping your server. From your laptop you have to ping your server. From your laptop you have to ping your server, not from the VM. You have to ping from the laptop, you have to ping. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Now Murugan bhai, I will make you the presenter. Done, that's great. Okay, that's okay. Shamik bhai, I will make you the presenter. Let's see. I always have a curiosity what is happening, and that's why. Oh, allow ping is port 80. You cannot specify port here, my dear friend. There is no port. There is no port in ping. So it should be star. That should be star. And here we have to select ICMP. And source is, as of now, keep source any. That's fine. Save. Okay. Now it should work. I hope you have allowed the in the firewall.cpl you have allowed the this one also. Perfect. It should work for you. Okay, it should work for you. In some time it should work. Same IP, not pinging. Okay, Yusuf bhai, Satish bhai, I will make you the presenter. From the VMware you are trying to ping. From the VMware we will ping to check the connectivity. We will ping from the system. Now we will ping from outside. Ping is a tool which is used to check the connectivity, and we will ping from outside. Perfect. That's great. You have done everything well. Now, my dear friends, the next thing which we are going to understand is there any option to check NSG is passing, blocking our traffic? No, there is no direct option. Meaning you have to come to the NSG. You should have an admin power. Then only you have to come to the NSG and do the rule analysis. Now, my dear friends, now what we are going to do is we are going to create a deny rule. Okay. And then we will understand with the help of deny rule, we can understand that how this priority in this NSG, what is the concept of this priority number? That's what we are going to understand now. Now, one point is where we can check logs in NSG. There is no concept of logs in NSG. There is no logs like your FortiGate Polo to checkpoint firewall. There are logs. They are paid firewalls. So you get paid service, high level service. It's a free firewall. There is limited service only. So there is no logs here, my dear friend. Now coming here. So are you on this page? Do you see the add button, add button, add button? Do you see the add button? Add button. Please click on the add button. Now we are going to create a deny ICMP rule. Are you on this page? Have you click on the add inbound security rule, and you can just keep source any, or I can say source my IP. Okay, I'm selecting source as my IP, and after selecting source as my IP, do you see ICMP? Have you selected ICMP, my dear friend? So source as my IP, and have you selected ICMP? Now you have to click action as deny. Have you click on action deny, my dear friend? Have you click on action deny? Action is deny. Have you click on that? Now priority, what it does when you create a rule like 1000, so the next rule it automatically gives the priority as 1010. It keeps a gap of 10 so that in future if you want you can add some rules as a part of safety, they give this gap. Okay, so in future if you required, you can add some rules if required. So here what we are going to give is, we will give the rule as we can say 900. Give the name less than 1000. You have to give less than 1000. Anything less than 1000. 999 will also work. Have you given here priority as 900, or if you want to give 999, anything less than 1000. Now you have to give deny ping. Okay, deny ping. Done, my dear friends. So I will repeat this. You have to select your IP, or you can queue any IP, it also fine. Okay, now I just want to deny from my IP. So if I say here, once doing this, we have to click on ICMP, and now what we have to do is, action is deny and priority is 900. ICMP, action is deny and priority is 900. Now click on it. Now there are two rules in the firewall. One is allowing, one is denying. One is allowing, one is denying. My dear friend, let's see what the firewall is going to do. What do you think? Oh, perfect. The firewall says I will deny it. You're right. The firewall says I will deny it. So the point is, what is this all about? Now we have to learn one logic here. That is, my dear friend, in this case, this is our PC and we are connected to the router, and the router is connected to the internet, and in the internet, from the internet, we have this data center of Azure. And then here we have this NSG, and then we have the server. Now my dear friends, here this NSG, the when you do this, so in this case here the point is, in this is the inbound rule. In the inbound rule, the first rule has the priority of 100, which is RDP. Here lower priority number has higher value. Now my dear friend, what is the meaning of this? So this is 100, the first is 100, allow RDP. The next is 900. What happens? The next is 900. 900 is ping deny. What is deny ping or ping deny? And my dear friend, the third one is 1000, and the 1000 is allow ping. So what is happening when your ping packet is coming? Your firewall checks from top to bottom all the rules, it will check. Top to bottom all the rules it will check. And it says the ping packet came. Are you an RDP? No. You are ping, but you are matching here. Getting the point? When it gets a match, what the statement says, it is executed. Further statements are not checked. The firewall works like this only. So my dear friends, the point is, you give higher number. Okay, so in this case, if you give a higher number, they have low priority, and lower number have high priority. Getting the point? So actually it goes like this: lower number has high priority. So my dear friends, have you understood this? Because deny ping was having priority number 900, so lower number, its number was lower, automatically it become of high priority. Okay, now if I do say something like this, if I change this priority number of deny ping to 1001, okay, or anything like more than 1000, so if I say deny ping is here, what will happen? What do you think? Will the ping be allowed or not? Let's check this out. So come on, deny ping, click on deny ping, and give it any number more than 1000. I'm giving 1001. Any number you can give. Click on deny ping and click on save. Have you done this? Now, my dear friends, what is going to happen? Let's see. Still packet drop. Let's see. Ping is happening or not? Let's see. Firewall effect takes some time. Able to ping, that's great. That's good. My ping is not happening. I have to wait. Correct. You are right, my dear friend. So perfect. That's good. Now, one thing we have to understand here, that is there is a deny all inbound rule. Do you see deny all inbound rule? So you have understood the concept of ping and priority. Still RTO, give it some time, it should work. Okay, because the deny is having a high number, meaning low priority. So it will not be checked. When the ping packet will come, it will get match here and this will be executed. That's it. Further down checking will not happen for ping packets. Now, my dear friends, now this ping deny job is done. I've given you an idea. Now click on this and delete this. Okay, click on this, click on ping deny, and do you see the delete button? Delete. Okay, delete is here on the right hand side. Click on ping deny, and do you see the delete button, my dear friends? Do you see the delete button? It is not required now. Just go ahead and delete it. Have you deleted the ping deny? Have you deleted, my dear friends, the ping deny? That's not required. We have understood the concept. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's see the next thing. The next thing is, if you see here carefully, total we have 5 rules right now, and there are 3 default rules. Do you see? 3 default rules are there. They are grayed out. They cannot be deleted, but they can be overridden. They cannot be deleted, but they can be overridden. So this deny all inbound, if you see, there is a rule at the very last. Right now we have 2 rules, so I will just put down the table right in front of you. This one, and what we have is we have 1000. Okay, 1000 is here, 1000, and that is ping allow. Now, my dear friend, the last rule is having a very high number, meaning low priority, and that is 65,055, and that is deny all. So what happens if you do not create the RDP rule? If you do not create the ping rule, then what is happening? Finally they are matching here. Getting the point? If you are not creating the allow rules, if you do not have this rule, and you do a ping, you do an RDP, the packet comes to the firewall says I'm checking top to bottom, no rule is there, final rule matching for everyone is deny. Obviously in your company or in your house, in your area, in your apartment where you live, in your building, there is a security guard. The security guard is been told that if the person is not there in the list, deny him, allow only those people which are there in this list. The same thing, the same job is of the firewall NSG. It's like a security guard. If you do not mention what is to be allowed, finally it will get denied. Getting the point? But the deny has a very high number, so it is kept at the last. It has a very low priority. It will be checked at the last. 65,500 number is there, very low priority, last it is there. Now, my dear friend, the next thing is there are 2 rules which is for Azure, allow Azure load balancer. So source is load balancer. In upcoming session, we are going to understand that we are going to create such kind of setup in upcoming session where we would be having a server, one in availability zone 1, other in availability zone 2, and this will be my web server 1. This will be my web server 2. Both will be in web subnet, but here 192.168.0.4 IP it will get, 192.168.0.5 IP it will get, which you would be doing this, so do not worry, where we would be creating our web servers in the web subnet. For example, if I have two web servers and I can spread them across the availability zone. So in the next session you are going to see how it works. Now my dear friends, in this case, so when you have two web servers, you need what? You have two web servers, not one web server. You have two web server. What you will need? Any thought that comes in your mind? Anything that comes in your mind? Anything? Perfect. When you have more than one server, you need a load balancer. Load balancer is like the team leader. Without team leader, without manager, company cannot work. We need someone to give the work. If there is no team leader, no manager, everyone will take gratuity in that company because no one will work. So everyone will like to go in a company where there is no work. So finally everyone will stay more than 5.5 years and everyone will take gratuity. So even I took gratuity from one of the company. The company was good and the promotion was good and it was a very friendly environment was there. So I stayed in that company for a very long time. Now coming back here, so my dear friends, so we need a load balancer. Name of the company is I will put here. Now coming back here on this point, so Azure says that this firewall which is protecting your server, it has to check the health of the the load balancer has to check the health of the VM. Why it has to check the health of the VM? The way, for example, in your company you have a team leader, one person is not healthy, he is not feeling well, the team leader will not give him the work. He will tell that okay, take some medicine or take some break, and if you feel better, come back when you are healthy. The same way the load balancer will continuously check the health of the VM. If it is not healthy, it will not send the traffic to that server. So to check the health of the VM, the firewall has to allow the ports. So the firewall has allowed everything for the load balancer. That's what the rule is. That means the load balancer can check the health of the VM. So the load balancer needs to check the health of the VM. To check the health of the VM, the packet should go via the firewall. So that's why it is already allowed. Getting the point? So when you create a load balancer, there is no need for you to do the work of NSG part. It is kept ready for you. Are you understanding, my dear friend? In the NSG, in the inbound, already the load balancer, the traffic coming from the load balancer is already allowed. So when you create the load balancer in future and you add your server, there is no need for you to do the part of NSG. It is already done for you. So it does load balancing even though it is in different zone. Correct. Now, my dear friends, coming to the next point. The next point is, I hope you have understood the reason for Azure allow Azure load balancer. Getting the point, my dear friend? Now the next thing is allow VNet inbound. Now you might, first of all, are you here? Are you people here? You might be thinking why we are learning firewall. I was never thinking that Azure Cloud will be like this. I was thinking I will do something, you know, unique or dhamakedar, something like this. So why am I learning firewall? If you are thinking like this, my dear friend, being an Azure admin, it's your job. It's your responsibility. There is no separate network engineer in cloud. You are network engineer in cloud. You have to do the VNet, subnet, firewall, routing, everything we will learn. You have to control everything. Networking job is gone in cloud. There is no concept of networking in cloud. Networking can be managed by anyone, even though that person has not done CCNA. That is also fine. You are able to do this. You are able to create VNet, create subnet, do this, do route. You are able to perform routing, which we are going to learn in upcoming session. That's it. Your networking job is done. One person can do many things. That means that person can take multiple people job and that person can take big package also. That is what cloud is. So my dear friend, coming here, allow VNet inbound. So allow VNet inbound is, it is telling you that I'm allowing all the traffic from source. What do you see? Source from this VNet, from the virtual network. Now my dear friend, here we have to understand one thing. What is the meaning of this rule? The meaning of this rule is within your VNet, all the communication is allowed. Now, can you tell me what is there inside the VNet? You will tell that inside the VNet you have subnet. Inside the subnet you have server. I will say correct, that is right. Inside VNet you have subnet. Inside subnet you have server. So that means one subnet can communicate with another subnet. There is no need for you to do any changes in the firewall for that. Web server can talk with database server. From the web server you can take the RDP of the database server, in short. Okay, as an example, all the ports are allowed. So that is the meaning of this. Source is VNet. So it says that your source is VNet, meaning it is allowing the VNet. Now what is the VNet in our case? In my case it is 192.168.0.0/16, and most of us have used the same VNet. So it will allow all the IP address from this VNet, and all these servers whatever you have created, they belong to the same VNet. So you have the web subnet, you have the database subnet, and if you create multiple other subnet, all of them they belong to the same VNet. So when you are allowing the VNet, that means you are allowing everything. So that means the web server can talk with the database server, the database server can talk with the web server. In NSG everything is allowed, in inbound also and outbound also. So traffic coming in and traffic going out internally is all allowed. Okay, if you want to control, for example, someone says that I want to control traffic between my subnet, then you have to make changes in the NSG. That is, you have to make changes in the NSG. Normally it is not required to control, but for any reason if you want to control, then you have to make changes in the NSG. So as I said, if you want to control, then you have to make changes in the NSG. Kashif bhai, whatever is the requirement, you have to put the requirement and then you have to make changes in the NSG. Now we can deny VNet with higher priority rule and allow least specific IP. You are right, Dipesh bhai. You can do that. You can deny something and you can deny the internal communication, and you can control what you want. That is also possible. When VLAN or Express Gateway comes into picture, there is no concept of VLAN here, Rajendra bhai. The web subnet and the database subnet which you have created, they are web VLAN and database VLAN in our on-premises language. So your subnet is your VLAN, which you have already created. An express route or VPN is going to come in upcoming session, not now. This is, we are focusing on firewall. Now, my dear friends, so allow VNet inbound, meaning simply you have to understand that internal communication between the VNet is allowed. What is there in the VNet? Subnet is there. So between a web server can talk with the database server, all traffic can go, and a database server inbound also and outbound also. This rule is allowed in inbound and outbound. Okay, let's go to outbound. If you click on outbound meaning traffic going out from the server. So from your web server, you can ping to database server. The traffic is allowed. Allow VNet outbound. All port, all protocol. Okay. If you want to control, it can be controlled. Now, my dear friends, allow VNet outbound and allow VNet inbound, meaning in short, internal traffic between web server and database server, it is allowed. Okay. Now what we are going to see is allow internet outbound. Do you see this? Allow internet outbound. We are going to understand what is the meaning of outbound with an example. So have you click on outbound? Have you click on outbound, my dear friends? Please click on outbound. Now this is the default rule. Na? This is the default rule. You cannot delete this, but you can override this. The way we have already seen how to override. Deny rule, deny all inbound was there. Na? We allowed allow ping, allow RDP. We override it. We said for RDP and ping allow. So it is working. Rest all things which is not matching in the allow will get denied. The same thing here, my dear friend. Okay, Kashibai says, I do not have this rule. Azure allow Azure load balancer. It should be there. It should be there. Azure has a big heart. It should be there. I don't. I have to check. Let's see whether I can make you the presenter, because this rule I'm seeing for the last many years. allow Azure load balancer. It is in inbound. Okay. In the outbound, it is not there. Kashibai, if you are seeing in the outbound, it is not there. It is only in the inbound, because load balancer will only send incoming request. We will not, our VM will not contact the load balancer. It is like that. Okay. So that's fine. So that's why it is there in the inbound only. The allow Azure load balancer is only in the inbound. It is not in the outbound. So my dear friends, have you click on outbound? Have you click on outbound, 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 outbound? Okay. Do you see deny all outbound, deny all outbound, deny all outbound? So this is the rule which is having 65,500 is the number. So something which you do not allow is denied. Now two things are allowed from the outbound. If you see clearly, two type of traffic is been allowed in the outbound. Two type of traffic is been allowed. That means traffic going to your VNet, meaning for this web server talking with any other web server or database server within the same VNet, it is allowed. And internet traffic is allowed. So my dear friends, that means this is my server and this is the NSG of the server which is protecting the server. And now we are talking about outbound traffic going out. So here one way is traffic going to internet. From my VM I can open up Facebook, Yahoo, Google. That's all traffic going to internet. That is all allowed. And for example, here I have I am the web server. This is the database server. So internally also, if I want to ping, that traffic is also allowed. Allow VNet outbound, internet is also allowed, and allow VNet outbound is also allowed. Okay, internally within the same VNet you have subnet, so all subnets can talk with each other. Okay, now my dear friends, what we are going to do is, let's first take the RDP. Have you taken the RDP of the VM? Are you on this page? Let's first check whether we can access the internet. So open up the Internet Explorer, or if you want, you can just open up the Edge. If the Edge browser is there, Edge is not there. Okay. I have an old operating system. Okay, Internet Explorer. And my dear friend, try to check the anything like, for example, if I want to check the news, am I able to open up the news? So my dear friends, are you on this page? Are you able to access internet from your VM? That's great. And if we had a database server, we will be able to ping that server also. So internally within the VNet it is allowed, and internet is also allowed. Now it is blocked for me. It should not be the case. Dipesh bhai, I need to make you the presenter. Let's see what is happening at your side. Okay, you have to close this, you have to close this, and you have to close this. This is like an internet security, and if you want to avoid this, there is a way, and that is, for example, you can go to the server manager, click on local server, and you can say I enhance security as off. It is the Microsoft powerful security, so powerful that it does not allow you to go to any website. You will not go to any website, no attack also will happen, no issue. It's a very powerful security. So normally I go here, I enhance security, and I make it off. So it was not allowing you to go. Now my dear friend, the page is local server manager page, local server, I enhance security, and I can make it off, then it will not come. But as of now, I can see that I can access the internet. That means internet is working from my system. This block is coming now. For that I have closed that. Now I will close the browser and I will open up again. It is like it becomes quite disturbing. It comes again and again. So I can just close this and I can close the browser, and I went to the server manager page. I've clicked on local server. I said I enhance security. I do not want this enhanced security. It is not allowing me to go anywhere. Now I can freely go anywhere wherever I want. Getting the point? Now that pop-up will not come. So now let's go ahead and block the internet. So my dear friends, are you ready to block the internet? The internet is by default allowed. Allow internet outbound. Okay, this is the default rule. It cannot be deleted, but it can be overridden. Let's see how it can be overridden. Come on the outbound rule, click on the add button. Do you see the add button, my dear friends? Please click on the add button. Are you on this page? Are you on this page? Are you on the outbound rule? Have you clicked on the add button? Are you on this page? Now source, keep it any. Source is your server. Okay, as of now we will keep it any. Source port we never change. Destination is service tag. Do you see destination? Do you see destination? Destination, you have to give service tag. Have you given service tag? And my dear friend, I can say that I want to block all internet, everything, or I can put custom IP. I want to block Facebook, Yahoo, Google. I can put their IP address here. If I select IP address in the destination, or I can say I want complete internet to be blocked. For that, I have to select service tag, and then complete internet will be blocked. Do you see? Destination service tag is internet. Different tags are there here. We will go for internet. Is internet selected? Now, my dear friend, service, which port you want to block, which service you want to block. I said on internet all service, HTTP, HTTPS, everything I want to block. For that, you have to put here star. In custom, you have to put star. Can we block particular website? Yes, you can block particular website. For that, you have to click the IP and put the website IP address. You can do NS lookup, get the public IP of that website, and you can put it here. That is also possible. Now, as of now, I am going for complete block. And service is custom, and I want to block all the ports. So my dear friend, from my PC, source will be my PC, destination will be internet, and all the ports, like if I access websites, HTTP, HTTPS, everything will be blocked. Getting the point? Now what is application security group? We will see, my dear friend, in today's session. So have you done this? Keep it any, keep source as star, service tag as internet, and custom, meaning all the ports will be blocked. Okay, from your VM you cannot access any internet related port, HTTP, HTTPS. You cannot even do ping also. Nothing will work. Now keep the protocol as any, action as allow, and priority as you can give. If you give priority as 1000. Okay, so here you can give anything as of now, but what I want to give is priority is, I can give, for example, 1010 is there. Let's leave it as it is and allow any custom, any outbound. Let's say block. Okay, do not click on save, block internet, and click on deny. Have you click on deny? Action is deny because it is already allowed. I want to deny. So have you click on deny, my dear friend? Action is deny, right? Have you done this? You are blocking internet from the VM with this rule. By default, it is allowed. So action, deny, priority, and add. Now my dear friend, once you have done this, now when I refresh, and do you see this? I am at the top, the allow internet outbound is at the bottom. I have higher priority, and I have created a ditto rule. Put any protocol, any source, any destination internet, just to show you that how we can override the default rule. Getting the point? But here the default action is allow, I say deny. What we say will be followed because our rule has more priority, lower number, higher priority executed first. Whenever you access internet from the VM, it will get a match in the block internet, it will be denied. Getting the point? So let's go ahead and check it out. Now if I click on internet, and can we apply this rule for multiple VMs? Now Sanket bhai, we will come to your point. We are near to that. Am I able to see Azure news is very dangerous. Let's see for Azure. Create a free tier account. Create a free tier account page is not opening. Internet is blocked from my VM. Getting the point, my dear friend? Is it clear? The internet is blocked. It is not working. It is not opening. We have blocked the internet from the VM, which is by default allowed. So this is how you can control what you want. You can allow, you can deny. It's so simple, it's easy, and it's very powerful NSG. Now the next thing which we are going to see is, my dear friend, in a company, let's see a case. In a company you're working, and this is your VNet, and this is your web subnet, and this is your database subnet. Now for example, you have multiple web servers, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, multiple database server, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 100 of web server, 100 of database server. Now my dear friend, just see on the screen, 100 of web server, 100 of database server, everyone is having an NSG. Now for example, I want to allow internet access. A new person is joining and he need access to the web server. His public IP I have to add on all the 100 NSGs. Getting the point? So that he can take the remote of the server and he can do some management task. So this is like very troublesome for me. So what Microsoft Azure recommends you, that instead of having an NSG for each and every VM, instead of having NSG for each and every VM, attach the NSG at the subnet level. Which level? Take a web NSG, create a database NSG. Both will have different rules, different ports. Okay. And here in the inbound, allow what you want. In the outbound, allow what you want. Inbound, allow what you want. Outbound, allow what you want. Getting the point? So the recommended practice is apply NSG at the subnet level. Now I said, will this not reduce security? This will not reduce security. Only the person who is managing the firewall, he should have the knowledge of NSG. If he is allowing everyone, then everywhere is everything is allowed. So the person who is configuring the firewall, he should have the knowledge. Okay, one firewall is enough to manage everything. Okay, the entire subnet, one firewall is enough. Now my dear friends, let's see how to attach the how to remove the NSG from the VM level and attach to the subnet level. So what we are going to see right now is how to remove the NSG from the VM level and attach to the subnet level. And for me, internet is working on my VM. It should not work. Just try to close the page and open up the page again. If you have done it correctly, my dear friend, it will not work. Cross check your outbound rule should be deny. It should be deny. If it is allowed, then definitely it will not work. Now my dear friends, what we are going to do, we are going to remove the NSG from the VM level, from the NIC of the VM, and we will apply the NSG to the subnet. So are you ready? We are at the ending of the session. At your home, tea is also ready for you. But say if I have an NSG subnet level and now need some specific rule at VM level, hope we can do it. Correct, it can be done. We will see one more thing in that. After this, we will see one more interesting thing. Now my dear friend, come here and click on NIC card, and the NSG is attached to the NIC. How will I come to know that my NSG is attached to the NIC card? For that, by looking at the VM, just see on the screen, when you click on networking, clearly it will show you that your NSG is attached to the NIC card. Okay, so here it is clearly written. So come here on the NSG, my dear friend, and click on the NIC card. Have you clicked on the NIC card? Have you click, my dear friends? Have you click on the NIC card? Have you click on the NIC card? Now click on your NIC, and do you see disassociate? You have to click click, and then you will see disassociate. Do you see this disassociate? Click on that. Do you want to disassociate this? Say yes. Okay, say yes. Are you on this page? Have you click on the NSG? You are a network security group. Click on network interface, select the NSG, click on disassociate and say yes. Done, my dear friends. Have you done this? That's great. Now once you have done this, now what you have to do is you have to click on subnet. You have to, I will repeat this, on the same page subnet is there. Click on the network interface and click on disassociate. You have to select it, then only you will see the option to disassociate. You have to come to the NSG, inbound, outbound network interface. Click on network interface, select it and click on disassociate. And my dear friend, now click on subnet. Everyone, please click on subnet. Have you click on subnet? I hope you know in which subnet your VM is. If you do not know, do not worry. Open, right click on VM and open up a new tab, because some people will face this issue. So that's why right click on the VM and open up a new tab. And once you have opened up a new tab, you have to click on your virtual machine and you will see here your VM is in which subnet. In my VM is in my VNet prod DB subnet. Getting the point? Have you first cross checked this by right clicking on virtual machine and checking in which subnet your VM is? Because I have doubt, you have to cross check. My VM is in database subnet. I will attach the NSG to the database subnet. If you do not check this, you will attach the NSG to the web subnet, and then my dear friend, it will not work. Have you checked this? If this VNet and subnet issue comes to someone, someone says that after attaching the subnet I am not able to RDP, we will all take pizza party from you. And also my dear friend, do not worry, in the last lecture of Attari class, in classroom if you come, there is a pizza party in last lecture. Now coming back here, my dear friends, click on subnet and right click on your VM and check in on which NSG, on which subnet your VM is. Now click on associate. Have you click on associate? Have you click on associate? I'm waiting for you, my dear friend. I've left the mouse. The mouse is idle. Now you have to select the VNet. In my case, it is my VNet prod. Then you have to select the subnet. In my case, it is database subnet, and say OK. Once you say OK, next time if you say OK does not work, it says OK, already it is there. Do you see now? Is it attached to the subnet? Saurav bhai, you can sign out and sign in. Okay. Now, my dear friend, here in networking, when you go, you will see that you click here and there, and then you will see that it is attached to subnet. Okay, this is how you have attached your NSG to the subnet. All the rules and everything is as it is. Now the same NSG is attached to the subnet, and when you allow something, it will be allowed for all of them. Getting the point? But you can control, meaning you have source IP, destination IP. Now I will give you the control part also, but before that, Kashif bhai, I will make you the presenter. At this moment we have learned how to attach the NSG to the subnet. Okay. Now Kashif bhai, you are on network interface, not on network interface, my dear friend. Just give me the control quickly, I will do the job. NSG, you have to give me the control. Click on the NSG, click on the NSG, and here is the network interface, and here you have to click, and here you will see the disassociate button, and here we have disassociated. Here is the subnet, and I hope you know in which VM you have your sub VM, in which VNet subnet you have, and select it accordingly. How to remove, I have shown right away, my dear friend. Okay, so as of now I have removed, so I cannot, but still I will repeat this like blank I will repeat. And that is, you have to go to your VM, click on networking, click on NSG, and click on network security. Click on your network security and click on disassociate. Now click on subnet, click on associate, select your VNet, select your subnet, and say OK. Now my dear friends, the next point is, I am not able to associate. How these things can happen? I'm some things are totally shocking for me. Let's see. Because you are in VNet, my dear friend. Okay, we have to go back here and we have to go. But we can do this from VNet, but this is the best way. The way we have learned now, that is the best and the simple way. VNet and DB subnet. And if I go to networking, see here, my dear friend, I am doing it once again. First of all, the VM is in the VNet and database subnet. I have cross-checked this. I have clicked on networking. And still, if you're not able to do, refer the LMS and do it. Okay, that's what I can do. Few people still, if you're not able to do, I'm repeating it. If you can do it, if you can catch it, that's great. Now the NSG is not there. In this case, in the case of Mujib Bhai, NSG is not there. What should I do now? NSG is not there for the VM. Now what should I do? Any thought on this? So my dear friend, remember the three ways. I can go to the resource group and I can find the NSG, or I can go to all services and I can click on NSG. That's why I take remote. So every time we learn something new. So here NSG is there. And in NSG, I got my NSG. I went to all services. I can see all the NSG, and here I can see the NSG. Mujib Bhai has removed it, but I think he left to the association with the subnet was pending. You have to click on associate. You have to click on the VNet, and then you have to click on the DB subnet. Your VM is in the DB subnet. That's it. Say okay. Go back to the VM. Click on the networking, and here when you click on the networking, my dear friend, you will see it is attached to the DB subnet. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Now, my dear friend, I hope you had a good idea. Now, do not worry. Last point is remaining. Now, the last point is about application security group. There is a concept of application security group grouping. For example, I want to allow, RDP only for 0.4 and 0.5. I want to allow RDP only for two server, 0.4 and 0.5. I do not want to allow RDP for 0.6. What I can do is I can create a application security group them, and I can call this application security group in the RDP rule. Getting the point, my dear friend? Are you understanding? So I will show you this. First way is let's go to all services. Go to all services and type here application security group. Do you see application group? This is the last point. Okay, so keep your mouse on the application security group. Application, not application group. I miss it. Huh? Application security group. Application group is something different. Application security group. What is application group? No application group to something which is not related to us. I think so. So I don't want this. I will just go and say, okay. So have you click on application security group, my dear friend? Now, once you come on application security group, you have to click on create, and you have to remember in which region you have created your VM. I have created my VM in Central India. If you do not know in which in which region you have created your VM, click on the virtual machine and cross check. It is Central India. Now, my dear friend, come here and select the resource group and give it a name like my application security group or my group, anything you can give, any short name, and my region is Central India, which is already there. If you create the application security group in another region, it will not work. Then, my dear friends, now say review plus create and say create. Tags are optional. There is nothing that, just you have to give the name and select the region. Region is important. Now, once you have done this, have you created application security group? Is the deployment is in progress? That's great. Now do you see the application security group? Application security group. My group is created in Central India. Location is Central India. Region is Central India. Perfect. My VM is also in Central India. Perfect. Done. Is it done? I will repeat this again. Go to all services, type application security group, click on plus create. Select your resource group, give the name as my group. Select the region where you have created the VM, Akram Bhai, and say review plus create. I have created the VM in Central India. That's why I'm creating the group in Central India. The name of the service is application security group. Now, my dear friend, what you have to do is you have to go to your VM. Go to your VM. Are you on VM? Click on networking. Are you on this page? Are you on this page, my dear friends? Do you see inbound, outbound application security group? Do you see this application security group? Do you see configure? Configure. Please click on that. Do you see here my group? Do you see your group? No, this is how you can make a VM member of your group. Getting the point? How many VM you want? You can make it like this. As of now, we have one VM. So this is an example. Done, my dear friends. Have you made your VM member of this application security group? Okay, I will repeat this after creation of application security group. You have to go to your VM, and my dear friend, you have to click on networking, and you have to click on application security group, and you have to click on configure and select your application security group. Is it done? That is great. Now the last step is step 1, create the application security group. Step 2, add it. Okay. Step 3 is go to the NSG. Where is the NSG? Do you see the NSG when you click on inbound rule? Do you see the NSG? NSG. Remember, if it will not show if your application security group is created in different region and VM is in different region, it will not work. Now click on NSG. Have you click on NSG? Have you click on NSG? Have you click on inbound rule? Inbound security rule? Do you see your RDP rule? Click on that. Have you click on your RDP rule? The same RDP rule which you have created. Are you on this page, my dear friend? And in the destination, do you see application security group? You have to select that and select your group. Now you are allowing RDP only for this. Getting the point? Now the RDP is allowed only for this group. This NSG is applied at the subnet level. So now the RDP is allowed only for this two VMs. Getting the point? Example, this two VM we have added in the group. Same security group can be used for source as well. Yes, outbound. In outbound, it can be used in the source. The same security group in the outbound can be used in the source. In inbound, it can be used in the destination. In outbound, it can be used in the source. You are right, my dear friend. Now, I will say save. Now I will repeat this from the very start. There are 3 steps of application security group. The session has ended. I would like to thank you for attending the session. Okay, step number 1 is creation of application security group. This group has to be created in the same region where you have your VM. Step number 2 is you have to go to the virtual machine and you have to click on your virtual machine and you have to click on networking. And my dear friend, you will see the third step. The third part is inbound, outbound, and application security group. And you have to click on configure and you have to select your group, application security group. And now the third step is click on inbound. You will see your NSG. And then you have to come on inbound, and the inbound allow RDP rule. As an example, I am allowing RDP only for this application in the destination. In the inbound, I can use the application security group in the destination and I can select my group. So the RDP is allowed only for these two VMs, and The next thing is in the outbound, I can use my application security group in the source. So that means if I select in the source, so that means the internet is blocked only for these two VMs. Okay. So the application security group in the inbound can be used in the destination, and in the outbound can be used in the source. Traffic going out from the VM, outbound, source. Inbound traffic coming to the VM, that's why it is used in destination. Okay. And in outbound, why in the source? Because traffic is going out in the VM. Because what is there in the application security group? VM only. Now, Sayyad Bhai, I will make you the presenter. So my dear friend, the session has ended. I would like to thank you for the session. Okay. And those people who are facing problem, you can stay. Now, in this case, what you have put, not getting the save option. No application security group. Do you have the application security group? In your case, the application security group is not there. So what I need to do is I need to first go ahead and check whether you have attached your VM my application security group. Okay, you have done it. It should work. Let's see. So you have an application security group and allow, and it is working. Destination is application security group, and your application security group is there now, brother. No issues. You delete is there. That means if I delete, it will go away. And if I click here, you have done it perfect. There is no issue in that. Okay. And your NSG rule also shows the same thing, that your rule has an application security group here added. Okay. If I click on this and if I click here, and if I can see here clearly, the destination is the application security group. Perfect. So Sailesh bhai, do you want me to make you the presenter? Can we create another VM with same server? Another VM with same server, meaning Shamik bhai, you have to give me some idea about the question. Same OS. Same OS meaning yes, on portal you can create a multiple VMs with the same operating system 2016. If you're talking about copy of the current VM, if you want to make a copy of the current VM, then we will understand. There is a lecture on snapshot. And you already have done AWS, so you have a knowledge of snapshot also. Similar feature is here also. Now, Shamik bhai, what is the issue, Shamik bhai? You have to put me in the chat box. Shamik bhai, now you can delete the resource group. Okay, that's the resource group is not required for the next lecture, and you can do all practice whatever you want. No, my dear friend, here any issue is there? Okay, so that's it for this session. Let's meet in the next session. So I'm stopping the recording now.